The circle of five-star airlines is small, and sometimes the PR machinery of the competition from Qatar, Singapore and the Emirates gets a little too dominant, so it's easy to overlook airlines that also belong into the five-star category, such as EVA Air or Airways from Taiwan, part of the Star Alliance. But are they really as good as they say? Hello my dear ones, from Hong Kong today we're talking about EVA Airways, one of the three really excellent airlines of Taiwan. And in a mini-series we have a look at the two major wide-body planes of the airline. That's the Boeing 787 Dreamliner and the Boeing 777 on both long-haul and short-haul flights. Right now I'm in a really nice Uber on the way to the airport of Hong Kong, and from there we're gonna take the Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner of EVA Airways in business class from Hong Kong to Taipei. Thank you so much. Bye. EVA Air is one of those airlines with generous baggage rules in business class. 2 suitcases of 32 kilos each are allowed, while Singapore Airlines, Emirates and Qatar Airways, for example, only allow 40 kilograms altogether, with correspondingly regular dramas at the check-in counters. My reliable travel partner on this trip was once again Luggage by my sponsor Level 8, with suitcases that I can highly recommend and that have accompanied me for over a year and a half now. Despite really bad treatment from my side, they are still as good as on the first day, and thanks to the special layout and the great interior, even larger items can be packed into the Level 8 Voyager, and the extra handle on the front means that the fully packed suitcase won't cause any back pain when lifting it into the trunk. There's also a matching Voyager carry-on, or look at the elegant aluminum carry-on named Gibraltar. Both are just as high quality inside as they are outside, and they roll effortlessly on their smooth wheels. With the link in the video description and the exclusive TravelSingFly code, you can get all of Level 8 items with an extra discount. Simply click and enter the discount code when checking out, and then enjoy some great new luggage.
长荣航空 DR858 香港航空 HX1834 飞往台北的班机，现在邀请第一区的旅客登机。登机时，请手持登机证进入机舱。
Hello. So now here we are on board the Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner in business class of EVA Airways. A very nice and wide seat. The whole cabin looks very nice and modern and new. And well, first of all, we have here this place to put your glasses and whatever you like. Then there's this little compartment with a mirror to just admire yourself or get depressed, whatever you prefer. Then I think there's quite a lot of room for your legs once you want to lie down. We have a look at that a little later during this very short flight. And then there's a little space also for magazines and so on. So altogether it looks quite promising actually. The TV is also very nice and bright and big. Before the flight I went to the lounge, and here in Hong Kong we have a choice of a couple of lounges. That's the Plaza Premium lounges, including the Plaza Premium First Lounge and the Singapore Airlines Silver Chris Lounge. So let's have a look at the lounges and then we take off. As an EVA Air business class passenger or with a Star Alliance Gold status, you have access to Singapore Airlines Silver Chris Lounge, a Star Alliance partner lounge. In addition to a small buffet and a first class area for their own first class passengers, the lounge also offers a small bar for Singapore Airlines great cocktails, but there's no relaxation area. Business class passengers of EVA Air also get access to the Plaza Premium lounges, including the really nice Plaza Premium First Lounge, although the section with the a la carte restaurant could only have been accessed at a completely exorbitant additional charge, so we did not do that. We're still having a few minutes until takeoff, I think, so this is the perfect moment for a sea tour. The flight from Hong Kong to Taipei takes just over 70 minutes, and unlike in Europe, the major Asian airlines almost always offer a good level of service and catering, even on short-haul flights. That's why even on short flights in this region, premium cabins feel truly premium. We're still climbing to our cruising altitude, and in a short moment we will already be descending again, because the whole flight is only a little more than an hour. So let's have a look at the menu, because they're serving a really nice proper dinner even on this short flight, and there's some appetizer, and then we have a choice of fish or pork as a main course. Then there's a dessert, that's cheesecake, and then there's bread, coffee and tea. And then for drinks, we have, of course, all kinds of soft drinks, beers. Then there's champagne, that's Laurent Perrier, non-vintage. Then we have 2 white wines, 2 red wines, and port wine. And then there's a choice of 9 cocktails on this short flight, 2 mocktails, and then all kinds of spirits and liquors. And so I think that's not so bad for just 1 hour flight. I mean, not only the really nice seats, but you get also really nice food and drinks on this short flight. That's always so impressive when going on major airlines in Asia. Isn't that beautiful? On a 1 hour flight we have champagne, we have a nice appetizer, we have a real nice warm dish, fish with pasta that I hopefully will not eat. Then warm garlic bread, French butter, beurre d'Isigny, and then the very nice cheesecake. So airlines in Europe and United States and so on. What's wrong with you? The seat is actually quite nice. You have a quite good leg room actually, and here on the side you have also some extra space. And when I look here at the middle seats, the ones that are directly by the aisle also have that extra space to the side. Then actually the whole surface here is also wide enough. Could be nicer here by the armrests, but there's so many much worse seats. So this is actually really quite nice. Now I'm gonna have some cheesecake and some real espresso, and then we're descending already, or actually then we're landing already, and then I'm gonna just go on a diet, but not tomorrow, just after tomorrow, because tomorrow there's yet another flight on EVA Airways or EVA Air, and that's on the Boeing 777 on the very, very, very long haul from Taipei via Bangkok to London. That's one flight, but you just need to stay in the cabin, and then altogether it's 19 hours all the way to London. So that's enough time to check out that other cabin. That is going to be really very different from this one. It's a little disappointing that the entertainment program apparently didn't play a role in the airline's nomination as a 5-star airline. The number of choices isn't exactly large, nor is it particularly interesting. Furthermore, the touchscreen on this modern seat wasn't very responsive. There's a below average number of movies and only individual episodes of TV series instead of entire seasons. The audio library is also only average. The flight show is relatively good, but there's no outside camera. What is really nice here are these headsets here. They're really noise cancelling, and that's not the case with all airlines or on all airlines. These are really noise cancelling. Just a few days ago, I was flying the very, very brand new Aria business suite of Cathay Pacific. So that's the newest business class seat of all of Asia, and it's really a fantastic seat, really fantastic. But they don't have really noise cancelling headsets. I think they said they're noise cancelling. They're for sure over ear, but they are actually not noise cancelling, so you actually do hear the noise of the cabin. And here, once you put them over the ears, it's really very nice. You have hardly any noise from the plane, and that is so fantastic. You get the whole movie experience, can enjoy a movie and just relax and don't really realize you're on the plane anymore. And we're descending into Taipei. Now, how was this very short flight? It's pretty interesting sometimes that some short flights can also be quite eye-opening, and this is the case here in a very good way, because you get so much on a 1-hour flight, or actually let's say 70 minutes flight. This is quite impressive. So that would be a flight, let's say, from Baltimore or so or from Washington to New York, or a little further, maybe Philadelphia to Boston, and you get a full dinner, which you really don't get on an American airline or on a European airline from, let's say, Paris to Milan. You don't get anything. You get some little bites, and that was it. Here you had a really nice dinner. You have the whole selection of beverages, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, including really nice French champagne. And then you have this very beautiful seat here, the very beautiful cabin that you also don't get in Europe, close to never. And also in the States you get that so-called first class, which is really, I'm sorry, crap. It's really, really bad. And here it's really very nice and elevated business class. The seat is wide. This seat also goes to United States and Canadian destinations, and also, for example, to Milan and Vienna in Europe. So these routes are also served by the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, Boeing 787-8, 9 and also 10. And some other routes are served by the Boeing 777, which has completely different seats. So that's a completely different story. And tomorrow I'm going to be on the Boeing 777 on the very long route to London. So that's a completely different story. And I'm going to talk about that, of course, in a separate report. Then coming back to this seat here, lying down is also really nice. You have really good space. It's not really obstructing here around the shoulders, also not around the legs. Then you have a very nice HD monitor screen. I would say maybe the selection of movies is not the greatest. They have a good selection, but there are not so many choices. But maybe on the very long-haul flights it's going to be different. I'm going to find out tomorrow on the other flight. Other than that, it's really impressive what you get as a service on a 1-hour long flight. See, when you go on a flight like this, it's all possible. The airline just has to want it. They have to want to give service to the customers. Here you get real champagne, you get the whole list up and down of beverages, you get a proper dinner and so on. So as I said, that does not happen on European flights, and it does not happen at all on flights in the United States, for example. So there's a lot to do actually over there. Anyway, altogether, on a short-haul flight, this is quite impressive. On a medium-haul flight as well, and I'm very sure it's also pretty impressive on the long-haul flight. So altogether, a really nice experience and an absolute recommendation. So my dear ones, we've arrived in Taipei. What an interesting, short but really interesting flight. I hope you enjoyed the report. If yes, give me a thumbs up. Of course, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, and there's lots of further airline reviews waiting for you, and also destination reports from all continents of the world. And one really interesting one would be this one. Check it out right away and see you there at Travel Sing Fly.